Hello and welcome to our submission for the 2022 Sitecore Hackathon. We're Team Sitecore DevRel and we're made up of myself, Rob Erland, Dylan Young and Andrew Owen. We decided to work on idea number 1, building out the e-commerce store. But we decided to take it in a little bit of a different direction. We didn't want XM to be the main source of all of the functionality. We wanted that to be driven by the actual head we were building. So what we chose to do was to build out an instance of Next.js Commerce. We powered that on the back end using Sitecore OrderCloud, and then we just used Sitecore XM basically as a dumb content repository, kind of mimicking how a lot of headless CMSs work nowadays. On top of that, we then integrated Sitecore Send for the functionality over there, and I'll let Dylan talk you through that shortly. So let's go and take a look at the site in action. I'm going to talk us through first of all the XM and the OrderCloud pieces. So here we have our site that we built. We can see it's a storefront which has all of the products that this community is trying to sell. So we can scroll down and we can see there's a few different products all listed. We have categories along the top. So if we go into here, we can, for example, go and view the wine category. And we can see that Tamas has released some wine for us. It's very kind of him. We can go into here and we can add it to our cart and we could go through with the purchase. So now we've seen this in the storefront, let's go and take a look at it in OrderCloud. Here we can see all the products we just saw. So we have the high tops, the black hat, the hoodie, the t-shirt, and the all-important bottles of wine. So we can see that this Next.js Commerce application we've built is pulling this commerce data straight out of OrderCloud. But I mentioned before that we're using XM. And as I said, we're just using it as a dumb content repository. So how did we wire that up? Well, if we hop back to the storefront quickly, and I'm just going to go back to the home page. You can see we have this H1 banner at the top here. What we've done so far basically is just to wire up these H1s on the pages, pulling this content in from Sitecore. If I hop over to the CMS itself, we can see we have our site in here, and here we have our various different pages. We have the home page here, and here you can see the page title which we just pulled out. If we go back and take a look at our cart page, we can see that's also been wired up too. Again, here's the shopping cart text. And if we look at the cart page here, we can see that text being pulled in. Ideally, down the track, we would have got more of the content being pulled into the site from XM, but just having that H1 populated allowed us to round out the POC and show that you could just use XM as this content repository and basically drive everything purely from this Next.js Commerce application, make that the primary point for this experience. So that's covered XM and OrderCloud. Next, I'm going to pass you over to Dylan, and he's going to show you how we integrated Sitecore Send.
Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Young, part of Team Sitecore DevRel, and I'm going to show the setup that I have for Sitecore Send. So to do that, I'm going to navigate to our site, and then once this opens, you'll see an e-commerce website. The form should show up. This is a Sitecore Send. So now I'll navigate over to the Sitecore Send environment. So first off, I had to create a website. So that's what I have here. And then I drop these scripts into the site. And then once you have that, you can actually create your subscription forms. And I use this newsletter here based on a mailing list here, the Sitecore Hackathon mailing list. And then lastly, the automation plan, the welcome email. So basically what this does is that form, once you fill it out, you click submit. That's going to add a user subscription list or mailing list. Once that happens, this trigger fires. We wait about a minute. It essentially sends action of sending an email. So I just use rich text to make it super simple. So this concludes our submission. Hopefully you'll appreciate our integration of OrderCloud with XM and Sitecore Send, showing what's possible with a composable DXP product.